Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank my mother and my father for coming up here today for me. Sometimes people ask, they say, well, what is it that you most admire about your father? And if I were to put it in one or two sentences, I would say that what I most admire is that his vote is not for sale. He used to tell a story, and I've co-opted this story. Sometimes I give him credit and sometimes I don't. But the story was a congressman came out on the steps of the Capitol, and it had been a very close budget vote. And the congressman had been leaning one way and the other, and the press was very inquisitive, and he finally voted for the budget. And he came out on the steps, and this actually turned out to be a very well-known Republican leader. We won't let you know his name, and he came out on the steps, and they said, well, why did you go with the deal? Why did you vote? He said, well, I went with the best deal. And the press looked at him, and they said, well, does that mean your vote's for rent? Or your vote's for sale? And he said, no, but it's darn sure for rent. We kind of laugh, but unfortunately, that's the system we live with. Mary Landrieu, what's her vote worth? $100 million, and she'll vote for you. Ben Nelson, they gave him free Medicaid for his state. Absolutely got to be unconstitutional, but he sold his vote. Interestingly, his poll numbers have gone down 30%. And I got so excited to get started, I forgot the first thing I was supposed to do. I need to introduce my lovely wife, Kelly. And my three sons, Will, Duncan, and Robert. And I'd also like to introduce my wife's parents, Hilton and Lillian Ashby. And last week I fired Hilton for giving me an introduction I didn't like too much. And so now I'm not sure, after my dad tells my nickname from when I was a kid, he may be fired too. I have a message from the Tea Party, a message that is loud and clear and does not mince words. We've come to take our government back. We've come to take our government back from the special interests, from the lobbyists, from those who think that Washington is their own personal ATM machine. We've come to take our government back from the politicians who show up in our town with oversized checks with their personal name emblazoned on these fake checks that they say they're bringing these goodies to us. It's our money. They took it in the first place. We're here to tell them we're out of money. They can't continue to do this. They come to our towns and they tell us, here's some money. Here's a stimulus check. Here's cash for clunkers. Here's $4,500. Their economic answer is, go to the mall. I kid you not. There are some economists in the audience, but that is their economic solution for all of us. And it was before the Obama administration. It was the previous administration. Go to the mall. Everything will be okay. To me, it reminds me of bread and circus. In the end days of the Roman Empire, they distracted the mob from rebelling. They distracted them by giving them circus, entertainment, and free bread. Now they give you something free, but it's to distract you from the real trouble that we have. I tell people that this is not all fun and games. I've traveled to 150 cities, given over 200 speeches. Most of the time we eat McDonald's. We have 8 hours in the car and 20 or 30 minutes worth of speeches. But it's not all fun and games. I do this because I truly am worried about our country. I'm worried about the debt. When you go to the Tea Party, the number one thing you'll see, and the media is finally catching on to this, but I've known this for years and years, what concerns people is not just their taxes. We don't want to pay taxes. We don't want more taxes. We all think we're paying enough, but we're concerned about the fiscal solvency of our country. We're worried, can our country manage a debt that is now 13% of our gross national product? Federal spending is nearly $1 out of every $3 spent is being spent by the federal government. We're spending money at $52,000 a second. The system is out of control. It's broken. A lot of people want to say it's just started with President Obama and everything was fine before. If we're honest, it wasn't fine before. This has been going on for 60, maybe 70 years now. The system is broken. I say the system is broken because it's all based on pork barrel spending. We've got a senator in West Virginia, Robert Byrd's been there 50 years, and through his seniority, he has paved almost every inch of West Virginia. But before we blame it just on the Democrats, everybody remembers Sarah Palin complaining about the bridge to nowhere. It was an earmark by a Republican congressman in Alaska. The pork barrel spending is going on both sides. There are many good things about America. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be a Kentuckian. Last week, Kelly and I went to a concert. It was a charity concert. We raised, it was friends in our community raised $13,000 for the people in Haiti. It's not a huge amount, but I'm proud of our generosity. This is going on around our country. But included in that is knowing that we can be generous, but we have something to give because we have a great system. We need to be proud of the American system. What is the American system? It's based on freedom, individual liberty, but it's an economic system. It has a fancy name. It's capitalism. And we shouldn't be embarrassed by it. We shouldn't be embarrassed by profit. We shouldn't be embarrassed by wealth. It shouldn't be about, let's go tax the rich guy. Well, the rich guy or the rich woman is creating jobs. Let's don't go punish those people. Don't see them as the enemy.